on this Tuesday morning. Yes, you are with George at Growth Point, growing as you're going through life, and trust you are well and that there is growth spirit in you. Yeah, remember, it's spring in the air and our trees are starting to bud all over, going to produce that fruit. We're not just going to talk fruit, we're going to live fruit. And it's really just great to be able to share with you today. Back to God, living in Jesus' command. Now, the command that Jesus gave to us was a command to love. Difficult subject, not so. To love. I know, difficult, because sometimes we have neighbors that are unlovable. We have friends that are unlovable. We have family members that we just battle to embrace with the love of God. Not so. John chapter 15 verse 12, I ended off yesterday with it. This is my commandment. Jesus is saying that you love one another as I have loved you. So the command of Jesus is for us to love one another as he loved us. And his love, what did his love do? Took him to the cross, not so, there to die for the sin of humanity. We need to learn how to forgive like Jesus. And I know that is difficult because many of you say, but I am not Jesus. Yes, I'm not Jesus. So it'll be difficult for me to forgive those who hurt me. But we need to learn how to do that. We need to embrace it, because remember, yesterday I spoke that we have been grafted into the vine. Jesus said, I am the vine and we are the branches, and we need to produce the fruit that he produced, the fruit of love, of again reaching out to those with the love of God, not hatred, not bitterness within our heart. And yes, I know it's difficult. Now, Moses introduced 10 commandments to Israel when he came down from the presence of God. But listen, Jesus only introduced one commandment to fulfill all, and that is love. And again, as we look at the world, it is unable to keep Moses' commandments and the one commandment Jesus gave his followers. So if they could not keep those 10, Jesus said, I'm going to give you one. I think even this one we kind of struggle with. Not so. Yet when Jesus comes into our life, he changes our outlook. I think I said that last week. He changes our outlook. He changes our thinking. He changes our mindset. And as we look at the world, it is unable to keep the commandments. And yet we see again, Jesus says, now it's time for us to reveal his love to the world. So every time I preach the gospel, I'm revealing his love to the world. Now, one of the most difficult commands to live by is to love those who have hurt others. We see so much violence in the world today. Now, I know possibly you've been hurt. You've been hurt by people. You possibly might have been hurt by the church. And we see that there are many hurt people within the church today struggling just with their Christianity because they put their focus upon man. They put the emphasis of their whole lifestyle into a man. And men are going to fail you. Men will fail you. But the one person who will not fail you, and his name is Jesus. You see, Jesus' intention when he gave us the new commandment was not to set one up for failure, as we so often do when it comes to loving people. So much divorce within the world today. People saying, I've lost my love for my partner. Well, do you really have love? Again, we need to come back to this, that we run on the love of God, not on my own understanding of love. My understanding of love is very different to the understanding of the love that Jesus Christ has towards humanity. That's what he showed to us when he took our sin to the cross. Jesus gave us a helper. That's wonderful to know. A person, Holy Spirit, who will help us, who will teach us, who will stand by us, and again to encourage us to love the way Jesus loved. Now, let me say this to you. The only one that can give you strength to love the way Jesus loved is Holy Spirit. That is why Jesus said, I'm going to the Father. I'm not going to leave you without a comforter, but I'm going to send to you Holy Spirit, that he will help you. He will encourage you. He will be the one that will guide you through life. Now, on the day of Pentecost, when Pentecost fully came, The 120, those in the upper room, received the baptism of the Holy Spirit. Love. They went to the very people who crucified Jesus. You know that? The very people they preached to was the very ones that shouted out, crucify him, crucify him. And yet they went to them because again they realized that they are grafted into the vine, and now the love of Jesus needs to be revealed in them and through them. Every time the gospel is preached, love is revealed. I want you to reveal the Father's love by sharing the good news to those around you. So it's time for you and I to come back to God and embrace the full gospel.